What's up guys, CJ here and welcome back to another all-new HNN. Starting something very special today. I am super proud to be making the first video on the channel to do this, or really kind of announce this, but without further ado, here we go. Today's HNN is brought to you by Gamefly, who are offering you guys, our awesome viewers, a free 30-day premium trial of their game rental service. For all the info on that and how to sign up, click the link in the description below. But down to the news. First up, new information about that long-rumored Man of Steel sequel finally officially being in development, then new details about Kingpin's return to Marvel's Netflix shows, and finally in our subscriber suggested story of the day, we'll talk a little bit about that Harley Quinn spinoff and the fact that that is also in development over at Warner Brothers as well. First up though, let's start off in the DCEU and talk a little bit about that Big Blue Boy Scout. After months of rumors and a report from The Wrap suggesting that a new Superman sequel was in the works, we finally have confirmation that it is moving forward at WB. And for any skeptics, this is just about as official as it could be without coming from Henry Cavill himself. That's because it comes from his management firm, specifically the owner of the firm herself, Dani Garcia. Fun fact, she's also The Rock's manager, so there's some DCEU synergy going on there. In an interview with Newsweek for a profile the magazine was writing about her, Garcia was asked about her newest celebrity superhero client and then pretty much unprompted dropped the previously unconfirmed information. Henry has a big appetite. He's filming Justice League now, he's in development for the Superman standalone, he's beginning to expand that world. It's beautifully teed up. Like I said, about as official as you can get there. I'm honestly really glad this is happening. I don't know how many of you guys out there remember this. I'll be dating myself and the channel a little bit here. Batman v Superman, or the movie that eventually became Batman v Superman, was originally supposed to be just a simple Man of Steel sequel. And I still really feel like we probably needed more time with Henry Cavill's Superman before we reached that kind of major story and that major crossover, but you know, I'm not complaining. I'll take a Superman sequel just about any way I can get it. Now, we don't have any concrete information on what that sequel might pertain, and even less on who might direct it. But you know what? That's where I'm going to turn it over to you. Comment question of the day: what do you want to see from a Man of Steel sequel, and who would you like to direct it? Moving on to our next story, fans everywhere are itching to know just when they might next get to see Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin on the small screen. When we last saw Kingpin earlier this year in Daredevil Season 2, he was still in jail, but it's not like he was really rotting away. In fact, he kind of had the run of the place. With even more Marvel Netflix projects like Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders just around the corner, the question definitely still remains: when are we gonna get to see that hulking mastermind next? Well, Vincent D'Onofrio knows, he just ain't telling. In an interview with Latino Review, now known as Latino Review Media, or just LRM, D'Onofrio talked a little bit about how his relationship with the show works. The surprising fact that he isn't locked up to a long-term deal, and that he basically just loves the writing so much that he just keeps coming back. Of course, over the course of the interview, he was asked when he might return to the character, and his answer was cryptic, but he did confirm that there would be a return. So let's take a look at his quote. "That I can't answer. I do know, but I can't answer, so take that how you will. Jeff and Charlie Cox and Netflix love Kingpin, and so Kingpin is good for Marvel's television stuff, and I think they agree. So still, the question remains, when? Well, there are a couple of options. First, maybe The Defenders, because that's the next project on their slate that hasn't begun filming yet. But personally, I get the vibe that's going to be much more focused on the Hand and Elektra and all that weirdness, but who knows? The Kingpin could show up, but my guess is that it would just be a cameo. As for a major role, I think it's a much more likely guess that Kingpin will be getting out of jail sometime right around Daredevil Season 3's release date. On to our last story of the day, double special things today because we are debuting a brand new segment. Yep, we're going to be making those subscriber-suggested stories a permanent fixture here on the HNNs, today brought to you by Gamefly. As I said earlier, we've teamed up with them for a really special treat for you, our lovely viewers. Gamefly is offering a free 30-day premium trial of their subscription service. You guys know I'm a big gamer. I've talked about it on here, I've talked about it sometimes on the podcasts, and I've been burned by games a lot recently. I know a lot of you out there have too, and this setup is kind of perfect. I mean, you just rent a game you think is interesting, and if you like it, you can keep playing it, and if you don't like it, you can just send it back and get a new one. So if you're interested, but you don't exactly know if you want to commit yet, that's exactly why they're offering this. So to take advantage of that exclusive 30-day free trial, go ahead and hit the link in the description below. But back to the news. Our suggested story today comes to us from subscriber and Twitter user at JR McCluskey. Thank you, sir, who wants to know a little bit about that Harley Quinn standalone movie. Well, huge news there, Jack, and thank you for your suggestion. In line with rumors that have been swirling since before Suicide Squad even came out, really, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn will be getting her own standalone film, which is in development right now at Warner Brothers. The news comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter, who first broke the story that Robbie had signed an exclusive first-look deal with WB and already has 2 new projects on her schedule, one of which is the Harley Quinn spin-off movie. So what's a first-look deal? Well, long story short, in this case, anything that Margot Robbie and her production company, Lucky Chap Entertainment, develop, Warner Brothers gets a first look at. And you know, a Harley Quinn movie's been rumored for a while now, like I said, even before Suicide Squad came out. But what's interesting to me is that they've doubled down, even in the wake of that movie's lukewarm reviews. But, you know, Margot definitely was one of the better parts of Suicide Squad, so I get their thinking there. But, you know, the THR story did not stop and added one more interesting tidbit. THR also seemed to confirm earlier rumors that Harley's solo film wouldn't just feature her, but would also include other major female DC characters, kind of Birds of Prey style. In fact, the article explicitly says that the film would include other DC heroines. Let me know what you think, but that's going to do it for today's HNN. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider supporting us on Patreon for access to all sorts of exclusive goodies. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.